Hey, this is Seagrove, and I'm just going to do a quick set review of Celestial Storm. There are a lot of awesome ones out there. I just wanted to hit some highlights and do a much quicker one than what's currently there. If you want to support me on patreon.com/SeagroveTCG, that would be awesome. Follow me on Twitter at C3POKE. It's almost like C3PO, but it's not. Discount at Flipside Gaming for 10% off. So let's get into this set. So I'm only going to go through the highlights, like I was saying. Sceptile I wanted to talk about. Prevent all damage done to your Pokemon by your opponent's Ultra Beast if they have a Grass Energy attached to them. So if your Pokemon has a Grass Energy attached. And then the Grass attack for 1 energy does 20 damage times the number of energy. It doesn't have to be Grass. Attached to all of your Pokemon. It's like Xerneas Break. I think this will like sneak into a day 2 at one regional. I just don't think it's that good, but I think someone will figure out something cute with it in some annoying deck. All right, next, Shiftry GX. First attack, 1 grass for 40. Your opponent's now confused. Second attack, grass and DCE for 90. Does 90 more if you have the same number of cards as your opponent in hand. And then the GX is shuffle one of your opponent's Pokemon and all cards attached to it into their deck. I think it's pretty good. 180 plus 30 is 210, so with a choice band it's knocking out Zoroark. I think it's pretty easy with Zoroark or other cards to change the number of cards in your hand, Judge, etc. I think it's a good card, not amazing, but this is one that I think is also, I think it's better than Sceptile, but I think it's another one like, yeah, we'll see a couple make regional tops throughout the year rather than like one random one. Not great, but good. The next card I wanted to talk about was Blaziken Gx. I don't think it's that good. 60 for DCE on a stage 2. Taurus does that on a basic. Discard 2 fire energy attached to this Pokemon. That's a big commitment, and it's stage 2. So like even expanded, just being stage 2 is a hard thing to do when you have Zoroark and Buzzwole. Next card I wanted to talk about was Swampert. Once per turn, you can discard a card from your hand and then draw 3 cards. So it's like a better trade, except that it's on a stage 2 Pokemon. So that's kind of bad. I do like the attack, though. I mean, the ability is awesome, but it's stage 2, which is bad. The attack does 20 more damage for each water energy attached. I think that's pretty good, especially when you have a trade ability and then you can like Aqua Patch energies back on. You could run the Electrode that came out in here. I think this is a deck that could do well at some cups and maybe even at some regionals. My thing is just that it's stage 2 makes me scared because it's your consistency engine, but it's stage 2, so you have to get out the stage 2 to get to the consistency engine. So it's a little bit scary for me, but I really like the card. I think it's good, but still not great. The next card I want... Okay, so while we're passing this Wailord, 220 HP on a non-GX is pretty cute. So I think maybe someone will make a stall deck. I hate stall decks, but whatever. Somebody will make a decent one with that probably at some point. Next card I wanted to talk about was... Oh, Deoxys. I don't know, this one. So it's basically Mewtwo. It's got 10 less HP, same DC attack. The psychic attack is better. Mewtwo's a better card just because it has 10 more HP. 120 is easier to reach for Zoroark and a lot of other things. It's okay. It's good. It's not as good as Mewtwo. It's fine. It's not as good as Mewtwo. If it had 130 HP, it would be really good. It would be as good as Mewtwo from Evolutions. Even better because the second attack's better, but it doesn't, so. Next card I want to talk about was this Metagross. If it's active when you play Steven's Decision, your turn doesn't end. So maybe you could play one of these in a Metagross deck, but then you have to have this thing active. So I just don't think it's very good. I really don't think it's very good. The only way I would play this is if I might. Well, I'll get to it later. There, I think if you play this, you actually don't put it in a Metagross deck. Yeah. Registeel. This Pokemon takes 20 less damage from attack. I misread that. Okay, so it has the same attack as Lugia, Shining Lugia, but it does. It's a metal and a DCE instead of all colorless. So I think it has a this. I think this is fine. This card's fine. You'll see it in some decks, some metal decks. It's solid. This card's bad. Celesteela does a lot. This card's actually pretty good. It's sort of like a baby buzz. If the total amount of both players' prize cards is 6 exactly, you can attack with only 1 metal energy. So it's not as good as Baby Buzz, but it's good. Because it doesn't have the second attack. I mean, it has a 5 energy attack. It's good. It's a good card. 140, resists fighting. And then in the right situation, it's a total baller. I might play this at Worlds. We'll see. I'm a one of. Stack Attack GX is actually busted. So Ultra Beast Pokemon take 10 less. I'm also playing this while doing the set review, I decided I might play Metal at Worlds. The second attack does 120, which is okay. I wish it did 10 more, but whatever. This attack does 50 damage more for each prize card your opponent has already taken. Well, you have already taken, I'm sorry. So I like this in combination with Duskmane, because Duskmane is like if you get behind, it's awesome, and this is if you get ahead, it's a finisher. So I like it. I like it a lot. Very good card. I think it's one of the best cards in the set. I think the Celesteela might be as well. I'm not sure about how the 6 prize thing is going to work out, but Altaria I think is okay almost. The attack. So this is like, there was a Pokemon like this already. It was Mega Diancie. Was kind of similar to this card, and it didn't do very much. So, I mean, I think it topped 1 regional. And I sort of expect this to do something similar. I might top a regional, but Baby Buzz is a thing. It's just going to get bodied by that. I think there are too many good non-GX EX attackers that we're playing currently. But maybe in the right meta, this could pop up and make something happen. So this Salamence is like a Lysander effect, but again, it has to be active. But then there's a Salamence GX coming out that kind of works with it. I still don't think this is great, but it's not awful. I kind of like it. It's okay. I think it's okay. In the right deck, I think it's okay. Sort of like the Metagross, I'd say. Like, not terrible, but it could have a use. We will see it. Latias Prism Star. So Dream Mist for 1 colorless does 30, and attach 1 basic energy card from your discard pile to each of your benched basic dragon Pokemon. So this card makes Rayquaza GX pretty good. Very good card. Latios Prism Star, DCE 50 times the amount of Dragon Evolution Pokemon on your bench. So this could also be good in like an Altaria or Salamence or something like that. It's going to be good at some point in some Dragon deck. I'm sure there will be an Evolution Dragon deck that's good. Also a very good card. Rayquaza GX, one of the best cards in the set. I do think it's a bit overrated, but it's good. Once during your turn, when you play this card from your hand onto your bench, you may discard the top 3 cards of your deck. Then you may attach 1 basic energy card from your discard pile to this Pokemon. So, even if you flip over more than 1, you can still only attach 1. A grass, a lightning, and a colorless is 30 damage for each grass and lightning attached to all of your Pokemon in play. So that's really good. Right now you can play, you'll probably next rotation if you play it, it'll be with Vikavolt, but right now we have Max Elixir, so we'd be playing that. Or maybe later we do Shuckle or something, I don't know. But I think right now you're playing it with Max Elixir, no Vikavolt. Second attack, 1 grass, discard your hand, draw 10 cards. So it's good. It is very good. I think it's a bit overrated, but it's very good. I'd give it like a. It's not a Buzzwole, either one, but it's good. It's good. The next card I wanted to look at was Delcatty. It's not that good. All right. The next card I wanted to look at was Acrobike. Acrobike is so a lot of people are talking about Acrobike and how good it was. It was used so much, but people actually moved away from Acrobike near the end of the format because we had too many cards we didn't want to get rid of. So in certain decks, I think it definitely has a spot. I think Rayquaza may be one of those, but it's good in turbo decks where you don't mind discarding things because you have ways to get them back, or you even want to discard like a fourth of your deck or something. So it's a good card, but don't just throw it in anything. And remember, Trash a Lynch. So Ultra Ball, terrible card. No, I'm just kidding. Rare Candy, good. Switch every once in a while, it's good. We have Guzma right now, and I don't know. Switch isn't bad. Whatever. You know the card. Pokemon Catcher, I don't flip coins. Choice Band, excellent. Hustle Belt, good on Joltik. Steven's Decision. Okay, so when you use this card, you turn ins. You search your deck for any 3 cards, put them into your hand. It's not terrible in setup decks, like a Metagross deck, a GX deck. And again, maybe that could play 1, but I don't really even think you play one of those other Metagrosses that keep your turn from ending. Yeah, it's fine. I guess what you could do is play that Metagross. Let me go back to that Metagross just so you can see it. Okay, so actually no, you couldn't. Yeah, this could be a deck. You could play like a Metagross deck, almost like a Sylveon deck, but attack with this Metagross. I think so. I heard someone say that and it didn't click. I think that's okay. Steven's Decision is solid. It's solid. It's a good card, especially with we're losing in, but Judge is still around. But you don't really want to play Judge. Most decks. Fisherman's a good card. Hal's still bad. Tate and Liza's terrible. Lily's gonna be good. Okay, I don't know how to say this person's name. Lucia. I say person because half the time I think it's a girl and ends up being a dude like Chorus and Elima or whatever. Anyways, search your deck for 2 Prism Star cards, reveal them and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. That can be good in certain decks where Prism Stars are really important. Maybe in the Dragon deck now with these Latios and Latias in the right instance, but it's not terrible. It'll see play in 1 or 2 decks, but not many. You could do it in Buzz and play like get Beast and Diancie or something. The next card I wanted to talk about was that's bad. The next card I want to talk about is Magcargo. Magcargo super good. One of the best cards in the set. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for a card and put it on top of your deck. So good in a lot of things, but like we're getting a lot of cards that draw. Just the top card, the top 2 cards. Obviously, we have Zoroark. Could be good in those. I don't think it's. Maybe I just overstated how good it is. I think it's a good card. I don't think it's crazy good. I think it's good. So this Blaziken is supposed to go with the other Blaziken, but it's stage 2 and you're putting 1 fire onto one of your benched, not your active. A lot of people are saying this is really good. I think it's overrated. It's like Metagross, but it has a much worse attack and 100 less HP. So, not my jam. Articuno, I think isn't great. It lets you come in, and like it's got stand-in from Dragonite, which is pretty good, and the GX is pretty good. I think actually, if you in the right situation, if we start getting into a meta where people are playing a ton of energies, but that's just not the case right now. Currently, I think it's terrible. Could be a cute one of in the right meta, but terrible right now, bad overall, I think, or not great overall. For Alligator, as often as you like during your turn, you may discard a water. Oh, the card's bad. Yeah, I remember now. Okay, this card, once during your turn, you can draw a card. Sort of goes with that other one we were talking about, Magcargo, but it's not good. Yeah, I really don't think it's very good. Electrode Gx, you can knock it out to give your opponent 2 prizes and attach 5 energy cards from your discard pile to your Pokemon in play. I think it could be good in the right format. Maybe even an expanded, if you're playing like a... Nah. I think it could, well, I think it could be good in standard. Like putting 5 energies on, and then your opponent has to take 4 knockouts on, that's not that hard. Okay, this card's not as good as I was thinking. Yeah, it's not that good. Okay. It's okay, but it's not that good. You can do something cute with it at a cup and make top 8. Mr. Mime GX is actually terrible. Just put a choice band. Or not. Bayonet GX is good. I thought it was basic. I didn't know it was an evolution card. I didn't know it had a basic. But it's good. It's good. Once per turn, if this is active, that's a problem. You may move a damage counter from any of your Pokemon to any other Pokemon in play, from any Pokemon to any Pokemon. So that's cute. Shadow Chant, it does 10 more for each supporter card in your discard pile. So I think this is a great partner for Zoroark GX. And unfortunately, it would not be great in the mirror because of the dark. And then it has Decidueye's GX attack. It's a good card. It's good. It'll see play. It's good. Any other... Whoa. That reminds me of something. That looks a lot like an old art. Anyways. Okay, so this Sableye. Once during turn, you may look at the top card of your deck and either... Oh, it's bad. It's another one that like, oh, one day a deck that tops a regional the day 2's a regional will play one of these. Okay, whatever. Caesar GX I think is a bit overrated. I think a lot of players will not have a hard time playing around the ability, and the energy cost is a bit high. It's not that good of a card. Salamence GX, I actually like this card. So each of your Pokemon, besides EX and GX, if it didn't say that, I actually think this would be really good. Really good. Can retreat without discarding energy. So that's really good. In other words, 0 retreat. So free retreat for everything that's not an EX or a GX. So you can put a floatstone on this or an escape board, as will be the case. But then the attack for 4 energies, which obviously is a lot, is 200 fire, water, and a DCE. And then it says discard 2 energy. So you can just discard a DCE from it. Whatever. And then the GX attack does 120 snipe. So I think it's not bad. It's not amazing card, but I think I could see myself playing this at a cup and doing okay with it. It's fun. It's huge, and it can one shot basically everything. I like stuff like that, and then you can power it up in a bunch of different ways. So Dunsparce. So when I first saw this card, I thought people were really overrating it, and I still think it's slightly overrated. And the reason I think it's slightly overrated is because if you don't start it, you have to attach to something to retreat unless you're able to find a float stone, and then you can use the second attack. So in a deck that plays like a lot of float stones or skateboards, yeah, it's pretty good. Other than that, I think I'm just going to play a ton of nest balls in most of my decks. So, we'll see. Um, Especially in like Zoroark decks, your bench space is kind of needed. But I think it's good. I don't think it's great. I'll play nest balls a lot more. Um, I think a lot of these items aren't very good. Super Scoop Up's pretty good. Friend Ball seems really bad. Lure Ball seems really bad. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. Copycat's pretty good. Draw as many cards as your opponent has in hand. That could be a good like 2 of or 3 of. In I don't think it would have been like maybe a 1 of. I think it could have been in this format. But post rotation, maybe you can play more. Cool. And that's it. Oh no, there are a few more cards that are coming out. I actually don't have them to pull up right now, but Eradicate GX is okay, not great. And then Psychic Lele is good, but meh. And then Beast Ball. Beast Ball, if you're playing all Ultra Beasts and a lot of 1-ofs for the right type, like in the right deck, it's not terrible. And I think you would play 1 or 2, maybe one, just one. But it's not very good. It's not very good, is what I mean. Anyways, that's my set review. Hopefully it wasn't too long.